Let's zoom in on the tangled mess that is Thornton Township's finances. Because even though Tiffany Henyard has been removed, the chaos she left behind didn't clean itself up. If you thought the drama stopped when she walked out the door, think again. The numbers don't lie, and they're not just messy. They're disturbing. The deeper you dig, the worse it gets. Let's start with the trustees. Mary Avant, Chris Gonzalez, Valeria Stubbs, and Byron Stanley. On paper, each of them is earning $14,710 a year. Seems fine, right? Until you check the township's salary schedule. Only one of them, Chris Gonzalez, is supposed to be making that much. Why? Because he's in his second term. The others, first term. Their salary should be $11,195, but they're all getting a $3,515 bonus with zero explanation. Now, that might not seem like a lot, but multiply that extra by 3 and you're looking at over $10,000 in unauthorized payouts every year. That's taxpayer money, your money, being handed out like Halloween candy. No justification. No accountability. Just quiet overpayments flying under the radar while the township pretends it's business as usual. And then there's Robert Hunt, Thornton Township's finance director, a man who somehow survived not one, but 2 scandal-ridden regimes, Tiffany Henyard and Frank Zuccarelli. Through all the turnover, all the headlines, Hunt's still there, still clocking in, still cashing out, to the tune of $116,455 a year. That's 6 figures. And yet, when asked about the next fiscal year's budget, he deflected. Hunt didn't answer the request. Instead, he pushed it over to Clerk Casey Nesbitt, ducking the very responsibilities he's paid to handle. It begs the obvious question, what exactly does Robert Hunt do? Because if the township's finance director isn't fielding budget questions, then what's he being paid for? Whatever it is, it's not transparency and it's not service. Speaking of Clerk Casey Nesbitt, let's talk about her role. She's not just a clerk. She's also the FOIA officer. That means she's responsible for providing the public with requested documents. She makes $17,825 a year. She claims this figure matches the official salary schedule. But when asked for proof, she only provided 1 page, her own salary. That's not accountability. That's smoke and mirrors. Let's keep going. Highway Commissioner Antoine Russell is currently making $27,519 annually. But the salary schedule for a first-term commissioner says $17,825. That's a $10,000 jump, not a rounding error. It's deliberate, and no one's explaining it. Either the rules are being ignored outright, or someone's rewriting them behind closed doors. And the public? Completely in the dark. Now, let's look at Assessor Cassandra Stahn. She earns $53,716 per year. Unlike others, her pay hasn't triggered alarms, at least not publicly. But in a township that's riddled with financial red flags, even normal-looking numbers need scrutiny. We can't assume anything is above board anymore, not when so many others are quietly cashing in. Enter Heath Price, longtime manager of Thornton Township's food pantry. If you've been following the drama, you know the name. Price was once a loyal Henyard insider. These days, he's laying low, staying out of the headlines. But his salary? Still making noise. He earns $72,219 a year just to run the pantry. That's more than some department heads in major cities. He's gone quiet. His tone softened. His public presence? Nearly non-existent. But maybe that's because he doesn't have to fight anymore. Maybe the money is doing all the talking. Whether he's still in Henyard's circle or not, he's clearly still eating off the system she helped build. Comfortably, quietly, consistently. So what's the bigger picture? Henyard might be gone, but the dysfunction is alive and well. In some ways, her absence has only highlighted just how deep the rot goes. It's easy to pin it all on her, and yes, she brought a lot of heat on herself. But the truth is, this wasn't a one-woman scandal. The township's financial mismanagement is structural, widespread, ongoing. As the saying goes, follow the money. And right now, that money is hiding in plain sight, floating through inflated salaries, silent departments, and cozy positions nobody wants to question. Which brings us to a key moment. Tuesday, July 22nd at 5 p.m. That's when the next public hearing takes place, and the township's proposed budgets will finally be on the table. They'll be discussing the general fund, general assistance, road and bridge fund. These are not just numbers. These are the accounts that keep your community running. So if you're local, show up. If you're not, watch online. These budget meetings may not trend on Twitter, but this is where the real power plays happen, and the public needs to be watching. But wait, there's another twist. Remember the push to get Napoleon Harris into office? There were rallies, loud demands, headlines. Tiffany Henyard even claimed she and her supporters were locked out of one of those events. Everyone thought she was being dramatic, that she was making all about herself again. But guess what? It worked. Napoleon Harris landed the role, and now he's pulling in a township salary of over $200,000. On top of that, he's already earning nearly $89,000 from his other positions. Combined, that's nearly $300,000 a year, funded in large part by the same taxpayers struggling with food, rent, and rising utility bills. This was supposed to be a new era, a reset, but all that really changed was the name on the checks. So here we are, Thornton Township, post-Henyard, still knee-deep in financial chaos. New faces, same mess, salaries that don't follow the rules, leaders who won't answer basic questions, a public that's still left wondering, where is our money going? And more importantly, who's going to be held accountable for it? If you've made it this far, consider this your call to action. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. But more importantly, stay informed. Because this isn't just about one person stepping down. This is about a system that allowed it all to happen in the first place, and is still doing it now. And to anyone trying to spin this as an anti-black woman attack, let's stop right there. This isn't about race. It's not about gender. It's about power and the people who abuse it. If you're mismanaging funds, if you're lying to residents, if you're treating a township like your personal ATM, you should be called out, period. And to the person who had the nerve to thank Tiffany Henyard after all this, step up, say it loud, let everyone hear you, because you sound ridiculous. In the end, this isn't about politics. It's about public trust. And right now, Thornton Township is running dangerously low.